Hello, students. Today we shall continue with the poem As I Grew Older, written by Langsten Hughes. Langsten Hughes lived during a time of worldwide racial oppression against black people. He was involved in the civil rights movement and believed that writing and art would bring about racial equality. Until the end of American Civil War in 1865 in the southern states, African Americans were held as slaves. Even after they achieved freedom, they were not treated as equals. Racial discrimination left a deep impact on Hughes, which is reflected in his poetry. The poem is written all in one stanza in free verse with irregular line lengths and no specific rhyme scheme. It was a long time ago. I have almost forgotten my dream, but it was there then, in front of me, bright like a sun, my dream. This poem is about the poet's inability to reach his dream due to racial prejudice. Langsten Hughes was one of the first poets to promote African American culture as jazz music. His concern for the lives and culture of the poor and working class blacks made him an icon during that time. His poetry represents the experiences of the blacks. Racism prevented blacks from achieving their dreams and goals. The young speaker too had dreams, but as he grew up, he experienced prejudice and racial discrimination because of his skin color. The sun represents hope, sunshine, brightness, and warmth of life. The poet says that his dreams were shattered and he was left in shadow of despair and depression. And then the wall rose slowly between me and my dream, rose until it touched the sky, the wall, shadow. The wall is a metaphor for racism, prejudice, and biasness. It is a barrier and it seems to grow forever. It was blocking the bright light. All the light of hope was replaced by darkness. It represents his race, a shadow that blocks his dream. I am black, I lie down in the shadow. No longer the light of my dream before me, above me, only the thick wall, only the shadow. My hands, my dark hands, break through the wall. The poet uses the words, my dark hands, which make him realize his race. It also makes him realize that he has to fight for what he wants to achieve. He wishes to achieve his dream. The poet moves in the shadows of life where he can't see his dreams. The wall of oppression becomes taller and thicker as it surrounds him. Help me shatter this darkness, to smash the night, to break the shadow into 1,000 lights of sun, into 1,000 whirling dreams of sun. The poet wishes to break through the barrier of being born as a black in a white dominated society. He wishes to overcome all the prejudice. And we as reader can see a sense of hope towards the end of the poem. The poem is a combination of light and dark images. Light symbolizes hope, dreams, enlightenment, and optimism, whereas darkness symbolizes the prejudice, discrimination, hatred, and racism. The poem gives us a message that with our inner strength we can change our circumstances. All we need is determination and courage to overcome all the problems that we face.